Today's video, I am answering a question asked by one of our members. We are family, right? Yeah, one of our family member in this channel who asked if I can share my diet plan or the foods that I take, right? And her name is Janet. Okay, so I'll do it for many others who would love to know that, and that is exactly what I'm doing today. And for those who are watching, I promise you that at the end of this video, I will give you a very simple, natural, yet effective drink that I take that has helped me boost my immune system, has helped me, regain my glow, my skin glow, right? And other benefits. Welcome to my channel. My name is Flo Ngugi, and I help you regrow your hair naturally using the natural routines, using the right routines, and overall health awareness. Now, let's go into the video. First, I'll start by introducing to you my health history. Those who do not know me, I have uneven locks. I lost a lot of this part, my crown part, and as you can see, my other locks are very short. This is the size I have in the middle here. Okay, I lost the locks at the same time, and the reason why I lost my locks at that particular time is because of anemia. Anemia caused my hair loss, and the anemia was caused by bleeding, the bleeding that was caused by uterine fibroids. Okay, and so after a lot of tests, I went through the bleeding and I was severely anemic. And after a lot of tests, they determined that I had to have a hysterectomy, removal of the uterus. And back then I was 43. So the hysterectomy was done and it was successful, we thank God. And later, now the anemia was severe because when hysterectomy is done, you lose a lot of blood. And so I was working on regaining my blood back. I was working on bringing back my blood levels back. And through that season, I took a lot of green leafy vegetables and beetroots, drank a lot of water, a lot of juices, and my blood levels came back. But what happened is when you're anemic, you have a lot of symptoms, right? One of the symptoms is you feel tired, very weak, tired all the time. And that particular symptom did not go away. And so I was worried, even after going for the blood tests, and they're telling me my blood level is back. I still felt tired. Waking up in the morning, I feel like I want to sleep again, right? So I was worried. And that is when I started listening to my body. And the other symptom I had was I started noticing some skin tags, especially under my breasts and in my armpits. There was a lot of skin tags, things that I did not have before, right? Okay, the other symptom that I had was, let me check, I have some points so that I don't forget any point that I want to let you know. We must educate each other on this, right? Now, the other thing is slow growth of my hair. My hair did not show any signs of, any growth, okay? It was like dormant, and I started experiencing the part that was growing was now shedding again. This is the second bunch of shedding, right? So I was worried. The other thing is I I was craving for sugar a lot. I was I was craving for sugar most of the time, and I felt like I just wanted to take sugar. I want to take sugar. I felt a lot of appetite. I want to eat a lot, and that worried me. And that is when I went for checkups. And after they checked my blood again, when I told the doctor that I have the skin tags and I showed him, he took the blood test and he told me that I have insulin resistance. Now, understanding the insulin resistant was a little bit hard for me because I had just overcome the hysterectomy thing, and now this is another, insulin resistant. But I thank God because they try to help me, and I was told to work on my diet, right? And that's exactly what I did. I went online, I researched a lot, and that is how I learned how to live this life, right? Because now you're in the situation, so what do? You have to look for solutions, right? Now, the first thing that I did, the first decision that I made was to stop taking sugar, because I was that person who used to take sugar. Like my mom used to complain because I would take, very sweet tea, right? If it's porridge, I had to put sugar in. Okay, I just wanted to eat some cakes and sweets and all those, those candies, right? And so I knew that definitely I had overdone it, right? So I took it as my responsibility, you know, to take care of my health. And that is when I decided to quit sugar. I am now in my third week without taking sugar, without taking flute, sweet candies and everything, without taking sweet drinks. Okay. Yeah, this is my third week. Now, after that, after quitting sugar, I decided to work on my diet. And that is when I decided to, increase my proteins level. That is point number one. Now I'm taking eggs. Previously, I would even take 3 days before taking eggs. But now I make sure I take 2 eggs in the morning, or maybe three, and then I skip a day and take another eggs, right? And I also take fish, I take beans and lentils. Okay, those are the protein foods that I take. Okay, protein supports new hair growth and the strength of our hair. So when taking proteins in large number, you are also helping your hair and our locks all together. Okay. The other thing that I focus on now on my diet is taking iron-rich foods, right? Because I have a history of anemia, and so I have to focus on iron at any given time. There is no single day I've never taken, iron-rich food, because I know what iron can do to you, right? So I am taking a lot of beetroots. I am taking green leafy vegetables. I am taking vine spinach. It's a lot here. Vine spinach and every other green leafy vegetables, right? Yeah, and I also take liver. Okay, those are iron rich foods. Point number three, the foods that I am focusing on right now, fiber rich foods. Okay, now my understanding is when you have insulin resistance, fiber helps. Okay, because fiber tends to slow the digestion. Okay, so fiber does not spike that insulin level. Okay, so with this fiber, vegetables, I add cabbages, broccoli, and okra. Now legumes, I add in chicken peas and green grams, now together with the beans. Okay, on fruits, I am very specific on these. I'm very cautious on these. I take avocados, berries, apples, and guava. Okay. I prefer eating whole fruits, not juicing, because when you juice, you extract the juice. Now you've extracted all the fiber that you definitely need. Okay. So, okay, we are talking of fiber rich foods. And so we are in number 4. Okay. Whole maize flour, not the refined flour. Okay. When we talk of flour, we are talking about wheat, we are talking about maize flour. Okay. And now, when if I do not have, access to the wheat itself, you can take the wheat and take it to a portion mill, and it's made into flour. That way, you do not refine the flour because it has all the fiber you need. Okay. Now, if I don't have access to wheat, what I do is I take the refined flour and I upgrade the flour by adding either millet flour, I add sorghum, or I add soya flour. Okay, soya bean flour. Okay, that way I will be adding in fiber that I mostly need in my diet. Okay, now the other thing, point number 5. Okay, nuts and seeds. These are very vital in our health, and in this point we are talking about fiber. Okay, on these, I take pumpkin seeds, I take chia seeds, almond, flax seeds, ground nuts. But on ground nuts, I take them in moderation because ground nuts tend to spike the allergic. It's kind of, it reacts with most of the people. So for me, I normally take it in moderation. Okay. Now, the reason I emphasize on fiber is because fiber is digested slowly in our body. And so the spiking of sugar, the spiking of insulin is in moderation and is in control. Okay. Now, the other food that I focus on, we were talking on fiber, okay? Now, the other food that I focus on is garlic and onions, okay? Because garlic and onion helps in detoxing our blood and blood circulation. Okay, because when your blood is clean, you'll have better health, overall health, and even the health of your hair will be improved. Okay, the other thing that I focus on is water. I take enough water because anytime you are dehydrated, you will definitely have a lot of issues in your body, because the issues with dry scalp, brittle hair, you know, the issues with kidney stones, okay, the issues with anemia, all of those issues are worsened by dehydration. So you have to have enough water in your body. You have to be hydrated, okay, for your health to be in the right condition. Okay. Now, the other point I want to talk about is what I avoid using. Okay, the things I have decided to avoid using. And on this is not for restriction purposes. Okay, what I'm doing is creating awareness, right? Maybe you're there, you're experiencing some symptoms, you don't know what's happening with your body. Maybe you have the same symptoms I had, you don't know what's happening. Maybe you can listen to your body and decide to try and avoid a certain food, and you can see the changes. That is when you'll know what your body wants and what your body is reacting to. Okay. Now, the first thing that I have decided to avoid is sugary drinks. Those are sodas, refined juices, okay? Right? The other thing is white bread. Number 3, excess snacking. Those are biscuits, cakes, candies, okay? Number 4, taking heavy carbs at late night, okay? Because what happens is when you take those carbs in the late hours, when you're about to sleep, when you go to bed, you're not working, you're just there. The carbs are not healthy to your body. Now, number 5, fruits, juices with fiber removed, okay? The processed juices. Because now when you extract the fiber, okay, what will happen? The juice will be sugar. And when fiber is not there in any juice you take, when there's no fiber, that sugar will spike the insulin in your body, right? Now, the other thing that I avoid is sweetened flavored yogurt. Okay? Now, what am I doing on that? What I'm doing is I am making my own yogurt, right? As you can see. This is pure unflavored yogurt that I take the milk, fresh milk, I boil it, and then I put the milk in a jar and cover it and let it sit there for 3 days without adding any other, souring agent or anything, right? So the yogurt, ferments by itself, okay, for 3 days. And now when you take the yogurt, when you ferment milk, what happens is the sugar is broken, and now you have the milk itself, and it's very good for our health, okay? The other thing I have avoided is a refined flour. Refined flour meaning that you take we have the maize flour, right? Like for us, we normally take a certain meal, we call it ugari. And so when you use the refined flour, the refined flour has a lot of sugar because the fiber is gone. Because they remove the cover, the top layer, the cover of the maize. Okay? So there's no fiber in that flour. So the flour will not help your body. What the flour will do is spike the insulin level very fast. And so I avoid that. What I do is I take maize and take the maize to the posho mill the maize and use that flour. Okay? Now, if you only have the refined flour, you can buy sorghum, you can buy millet, okay? And add it to your refined flour, right? And to your refined maize flour and to your refined wheat flour, okay? So that the flour can be of benefit to you. Millet and sorghum are very good source of iron and other health benefits. So when you add those to your flour, you're doing good to your health, okay? Now, the other thing I have avoided, number 7, is deep fried foods, right? This one is controversial because we are used to this and it's sweet. But for me, I was addicted to that. And so I am trying to avoid them gradually, not once, but I'm trying my level best. I'm taking them in moderation, and I hope that as time goes by, I will be able to quit the fried foods completely. Okay? God willing, that is. And with a lot of effort and sacrifices, okay? Now, the other thing that I am avoiding is point number 10 now is instant noodles. Okay, those ones I was not taking them earlier and I am not taking them now. Okay, now the other thing is too much coffee and tea. The caffeine, we know definitely, especially when you take the caffeine in an empty stomach, it spikes the levels of stress, okay? And so it's not good for your health. You're supposed to take caffeine in moderation because excess caffeine in your body deters absorption of nutrients, okay? So we have to take the caffeine in moderation and take it at the right time. You're not supposed to take it with your meals. You're not supposed to take it when you have an empty stomach and all that, right? Now, I want to emphasize on these. All these foods that I've told you, I'm not taking them. The foods that I'm avoiding, not that they are bad. I'm not saying the foods are bad, but I am avoiding them because I have observed my body and I have listened to my body, and I am trying to learn what my body is telling me, because as I always emphasize, you have to listen to your body, okay? Not your heart. Okay, maybe both, but you have to listen to your body. Listen to what your body is telling you. Learn from, learn with, trying different foods. Learn from changing your diet and knowing what is right and what is not right for your health. Okay, now, I had promised that at the end of this video, I will give you a very beneficial, easy, natural drink that I take, okay? This drink, I have been taking it for, even before I started my YouTube channel, I was taking this drink, okay? So it is like Immediately after the hysterectomy, I started taking it because I was told that turmeric is very good for immune boosting, and my immune was low. There's a video I made, and I had chicken pox, right? And that showed me that my immune system was very low. So I had to work on that. And that is when I started taking this drink. Okay, the right time to take this drink is before bed. Okay, and you can take it after your breakfast, right? Now, the recipe for this drink is milk, fresh milk. Okay, you need turmeric, 1 teaspoonful. You need a half teaspoon of black pepper, and you need a spoonful of honey. Okay, now the honey part, makes it feel even sweeter, right? Honey is a natural sweetener, and so it's healthy for our bodies. Now, how do you prepare this drink? What you do is you boil a cup of milk. You can even boil a glass of milk. Okay, after boiling, you add in 1 tablespoon of turmeric. Okay, you add a half teaspoon of black pepper in, and you let it boil for 1 minute, right? The milk was boiled already, it's cooked, all the germs are dead and whatever that dies when you boil milk. And so what you're doing is you're adding the ingredients and letting the mixture boil for 1 minute. Okay, now after boiling, you simmer, you reduce the heat, and so you let it sit there for 5 minutes covered. And after that, you switch off the heat. Okay, after it has cooled, you take 1 teaspoon of honey, add in, and then stir very well for the honey to dissolve completely. And that is when you take the drink. You can take it warm. It's sweeter when warm. I once took it when it was very cold and I did not like the taste. So it's sweeter when it's warm. Okay, now the benefits I have gained from taking this juice, or rather this drink, okay, this magic drink, right? I have seen my skin turned, you know, nourished and have that glow. When I had anemia, my skin was very pale. I looked very old, and now my skin has revitalized. It's healthy and glowing. Okay. The other thing this juice does, when you take it before bed, you have a very deep sleep overnight. Okay, that is the second benefit. The other benefit you have when you take this drink is the benefits that comes with turmeric. As you all know, turmeric is very beneficial to our health. Okay, it boosts the immune system. Like now, I can't tell the last time I had inflammation. I can't tell the last time I had those coughs that were recurring. I can't tell the last time I had the infections. Okay, the skin infections. I would have skin infections. I would scratch my skin every now and then. I don't know what's happening. My armpits, I would feel like I want to inch my armpits. Okay, I had issues with tonsils recurring. I take antibiotics, they are back again. And I can't tell the last time I took those antibiotics. Okay, now I have, avoided antibiotics by all means because of this turmeric and because of changing my diet. When you have insulin resistance, infections become your daily song. You have infections like every day. I remember there was a time I was treated for UTIs thrice. Okay, 3 times UTI. I take the medicine. After 1 month, the UTI is back. Okay, the tonsils. Okay, a lot of infections, mouth infections. But now I am free. I don't have all those health issues. Okay, so what I would what I would say to you right now is kindly listen to your body. I will always emphasize on that, because when you listen to your body, you will learn what is happening in your body. You will learn what your body needs. Your body will tell you what's happening. You will try different meals, diets, okay? You will try different, health, health remedies like turmeric and all that, honey for the chest infections and all that. You'll know when to drink a lot of water, when to avoid, and all that. Okay, so thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for subscribing, for loving this channel. We will grow this channel together, and I feel you like my family. Okay, I love you all. Please talk to me in the comment section. Tell me what you think about this video. Tell me if you'd like me to make to do a video on the negative and positive side of quitting sugar, my experience with quitting sugar, the benefits I've seen so far. Today being my 3rd week since I quit the refined sugar, I will, definitely make that video for you. If you tell me in the comment section to make it, I will definitely do that. We are here to learn, and we will learn together. Talk to me, share your observations, share everything you want to share with me.